a bunch of us were engaged to stage something or do something in the public environment. Somebody made a beautiful hanging that was high up and then was repeated on the shop windows. But me and a couple of other guys, we decided that we would move around. Ducks, 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 graces, toes, pregnant silences.
Like your foundation.
Lager, lager, lager.
It all began fragmentary enough. Born the son of an Aberdeen farmer, Michael simply asked at the age of 4 if he, like his sisters, could go to ballet classes.
Your experience as somebody participating by watching.
Yeah.
That's so good to hear, because I think that what you do here will involve watching. You'll be watching each other, you'll be taking visual cues.
Dogs, graces, toes. Oh, rituals, crossing.
And he has an extraordinary long limbs. And for someone who has long limbs, he has
Actually, to change from performing to watching means that you will easily disguise yourself as somebody just in the museum watching. So you'll have that in common. What does "because we're curious" mean to me? Well, it's something I kind of dreamt up. There are two key shows by Michael Clarke that he made in the 80s. One of them is "Because We Must," and the other one is "I Am Curious Orange." And I participated in both of those shows. So I've fused the titles and I've come up with "Because We're Curious." And I certainly don't want to steal anybody's thunder. Not that anybody could steal Michael Clarke's thunder. So rather than having people learn a bit of a Michael Clarke show or go take that particular route, I thought of mounting something complementary, a kind of alternative, so that people could enter the exhibition maybe having done some movement in the foyer. There's a small community of people to whom that is happening. They join us with some movement and then they experience this dance-related exhibition. What I think is marvellous, though, really, is that in this city we have a running exhibition about dance and about theatre and about performance. I love exhibitions like that. He's a man from Scotland, made a journey, and now a lot of that information resides here for a while. There's a great big screen playing in the foyer, and that's got archive stuff on it. It's got 80s interviews and documentaries, and it's on a loop. And I do flick up in it, getting on a train or working in a rehearsal with Michael, And that's the background against which I'm working, which is pretty unusual and pretty peculiar situation to be in. This project is special and unusual in the sense that we had wonderful planning meetings, and then we got various things set up, events where we would work with students in different groups to actually mount something. And that has happened. And what we found is that members of the public would sort of join in, and children particularly, but others too. And so because of the collaboration that I've got here with the V&A, we could say that worked well, and so why don't we just let that roll, actually, the spontaneous aspect. I think it's actually quite an ambitious project in its scope and in its embrace, and it's a lot to pull off and a lot to organise and coordinate. That is a challenge. What makes it feasible is actually an appreciation of all the staff members who are in the space anyway, going about their business with tasks and maybe ushering, or maybe just like waiting to sell tickets and things like this. So each of those people sees this stuff as well. I have an episode with the visual artist Donald Urquhart, who's based in Dumfries at the moment, and we're friends from a long time ago. And indeed, Donald was participating in some of the earliest videos of Michael Clarke as a kind of extra supernumerary, accent on the super. And I had worked with him on an idea of pennants before, and like things that you could move and things that you could wear. Now these keyhole design is rather representative of the idea of curiosity. So it's because we're curious. Here we've got keyholes. We also wanted to give people access to the world of costume, but of course without having things carefully fitted, that's really tricky and so on. But the idea that dancers would wear elaborate costumes or significant costumes, it's an ancient idea, maybe connected with ritual. And so we've got a setup like something like wearable items.